Something new to talk about here on the show. Every month or so, we'll get our good buddy Paul Tepe to stop by from Pulp Comics. Good morning to you, Paul. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Pretty good.
Good. You've got the store down here on Queen Street. How's business?
Business is booming.
Business. I like to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, comic book folk are a dedicated, loyal bunch. And when they find out where you are, they come back in droves.
Now, is it in your store, is it all about the new books, the new series that are out there, or are people still going to buy back issues and stuff like that?
I mean, it's very much both.
Yeah.
People that are new to the scene want to find out what's new to read, but then they, say, I used to collect comics back in the day. Do you have any older issues? And sure, I've got this whole section in the back of my store called the Bat Cave, where I've got all the back issues.
Nice.
It's a very good Batman-themed area, and I've got over 10,000, 12,000 back issues from the 70s, 80s, 90s, even this, the early 21st century. And then I've got some, some Silver Age 60s books. So there are people that are filling in gaps in their collections and they're finding out what's going on currently with their superhero they used to follow.
Well, Hollywood certainly has taken notice of what's going on in the comic book world. I mean, we've got Batman and Superman. We know that. Sure. But we had Iron Man this year, another huge blockbuster. And they're filming, what were they filming? Green Lantern.
That just wrapped up filming, yep.
Thor, Captain America.
Yep.
Like it's phenomenal what's going on.
Yeah, I mean Hollywood definitely does pay attention. It's more refreshing seeing them take current unpublished or produced literature like from comic books than just rehashing other movies. Like for example, Total Recall is getting remade, if you can believe that.
What?
Yeah,
really?
It's only like 20 years old and it's getting remade.
Oh, really?
So I like the fact that they're going to new material that's never been done before.
But Daredevil was kind of a newer approach too, was it
Sure,
not?
Yeah, not as well received as some.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot going for them with the Marvel Universe and their Thor, Captain America leading to an Avengers film. They're doing a good job trying to get it out there, trying to get to appeal to a new audience, which is the kids, that have never read the medium before.
Have the graphics changed at all in comic books? I got to be honest, I haven't read one in 20 years. So are the artists better? The storylines better?
I'll be careful how I say if they're better.
Okay, all right.
The artists are definitely different, and it's influenced and changed over the years. I mean, you've got your, back in the day, your John Romita Jr., who still draws, and your Jack Kirby's and the gods of comic book illustration. But then you've got, the newer guys now, like Frank Quietly and,
off the top of your head, here comes some names,
Francis Manapul and Yannick Paquette on these new series. And they definitely do kind of put their own spin on it. But yeah, there's a lot more detail. And plus the actual quality of paper that they work on is a lot better than a typical pulp paper back in the day. So it allows for more colorful, explosive kind of splash pages, You
were just telling me, too, about a TV show that's going to be pulled from the pages of a comic book as well.
Going off on what you said about Hollywood, I mean, they pay attention on the small screen as well, too. The TV network AMC that does, Breaking Bad and Mad Men have picked up the rights to a really popular series called The Walking Dead. It's a zombie series. And since we're in October, it's a very, topical
that makes sense.
Comic. Basically, it's your typical zombie fare. A police officer is involved in a shooting. He goes into a coma. He wakes up to a zombie-filled world. He's left abandoned in the hospital, and he pretty much has to figure out what's going on. Where's my wife? Where's my kid? And he basically travels, heading to Atlanta, Georgia, picking up, stragglers and survivors along the way, trying to reunite his family. And basically, he's thrown into this role of a leadership role, trying to basically keep them alive and to find his family. It's really riveting. Like, it's one of the few series that most people buy in trade paperback form, which is a collection of 6 comics.
Okay.
You can get the monthly comic, which is like this here, which comes out every 30 days, but it's such a fast read that people don't just want to settle for 32 pages. They want to have a nice 6-issue story arc.
Okay, all right.
And in fact, Ed Robertson of the Bare Naked Ladies, when you interviewed him, I think.
Yeah, he came down to the store, did he not?
And that's the book that he bought.
No kidding.
He bought The Walking Dead trade paperback number 10.
Oh, right on.
Because he follows it. He loves the series.
It's a lot like George Romero's The Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead,
very
Dead.
much so. In fact, it's a black and white comic.
It sounds exactly like that.
There's no color. It's done in black and white as an homage to George Romero's films.
Oh, neat. So what else is popular at the store right now?
Right now, I mean, Batman's pretty popular. Batman's apparently, Batman's been killed, Bruce Wayne, for a couple years now.
Okay.
But he's not. No one's like wrestlers retiring. Superheroes never die. They always come back, right?
Okay.
So he's basically lost in time, and he's battling his way back through time. And by the end of this month, beginning of November, Bruce Wayne will now be back in the real world. And how is that going to affect the current Batman, who is his old Robin, Dick Grayson, who's taken over the role of Batman, because the world needs a Batman, right? They didn't want the world to know that he was dead.
Okay.
So he's taken up the cowl, the mantle, so to speak.
Now, are they going to use that as part of the next movie?
No.
You don't think?
I think it's too convoluted of a story.
Too hard to do?
Yeah. I believe they're going to stick with a more a linear story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What else is good for the kids?
Kids comics are really, I got to hand it to the publishers. They're really putting a lot of effort into making good kids comics. There's a very good series called The Tiny Titans, which basically is the Teen Titans from DC. You know, your Robin, your Jade, your Wonder Girl, but like made in 6 or 7 year old versions. And they're actually doing a crossover with Archie. So Archie meets the
Tiny
Titans.
Archie's back.
So that's starting this month. And I mean, Archie himself has been selling great ever since that whole wedding story arc they did last summer, where Archie saw what it was going to be like if he would have married Veronica and if he would have married Betty. At the end of it, you find that it's all a work, and he was on a road called Memory Lane, and it allows him to see what his life would have been. But they've taken that story arc and gone into it like an alternate universe thing called Life with Archie, Married Life, and it goes off further and explores those two possibilities.
How many comics do you read in a week?
Myself in a week, probably about, I'd say 30 to 50.
Really?
I mean, 30 that I actually want to read.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I'm a fan too. When they come in,
sure.
I mean, I'm like, okay, I've got my books in a bag and I'm bored of them, put them on the rack, and these are the ones for the customers for their pull and hold folders. Basically, I want these books, Paul. Can you put them aside for me? No problem. But then the third stack is mine.
Mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
But then there are other books I read just to keep up to date on things because I have to be as knowledgeable as possible.
Well, sure, because if somebody comes in and says, I want something for my kids.
Hey, what do you think about this? I got to be like, exactly.
You gotta have a little knowledge. All right, Pulp Comics is right here on downtown Niagara Falls on Queen Street. What are your hours so we can...
The hours Monday to Friday are 11 to 7, and Saturday and Sundays are noon to 5. And one last thing I want to throw in.
Okay.
Every time I come on the show to talk comics, I'm going to do a thing called The Secret Word.
The Secret Word, all right. The Secret
Word. It encourages people to listen to your show in the morning when I'm on, of course.
Okay.
And maybe after that.
Okay.
And if they come into the store today only and tell me what the secret word is, they'll get free comics.
Really?
Not plural or massive amounts of free comics,
right,
but they will receive some free swag.
I like that.
Okay.
What is today's secret word?
Today's secret word is Galactus. Galactus.
Nice. Thanks, Paul, for coming in. It's 8:55.